Now then, how long are we going to take to mention a certain company? Apparently last time it was 55 seconds, so we've better beat that this time. What do you reckon, Lassie? Do you reckon we can beat 55 seconds? This is the Mountain Laurel Designs Duomid. I don't know what you can see of it here, probably not a huge amount. But I brought the Duomid this time because I knew the forecast was going to be very poor, so I wanted a little bit more shelter. I probably, in all honesty, ought to close the door, but we'll see whether much rain gets in. I do hate having doors shut if it's really unnecessary. There's a little bit of sort of misty rain just in the door here, but it's not a lot really. Right, well the time is 10 to 9. It's back at Cheddar, back in the same spot as last time. The forecast, to be honest, was just partly cloudy, 20% chance of rain. But that 20% chance of rain turned out to be 100% chance of rain, because it's been raining non-stop since I left chatting with Dave at 5 o'clock, and I got here at about 8 o'clock. So it's been raining non-stop for the last 3 hours, but it's been an enjoyable walk. So of course you need the view of the legs. I've brought the sandals again, they worked fine, and this time, I don't know if you can see my legs, but I brought cut-off trousers. So the bottom part of the trousers is there, but it's so mild you really don't need trousers at the moment. So I just wore these, and these have kept pretty dry for the simple reason, not because I wore waterproofs, but because I was brave enough to just put the Mountain Laurel Designs to put this this quilt by a certain company in America around me, and that just kept my upper part of my legs and of course my shorts dry. And then I just had a very lightweight waterproof jacket coat, and yeah, that was enough to keep that misty rain at bay for 3 hours. And of course, you know, obviously my legs got, you know, soaking wet, but they've already dried off. Since I've been sitting here nattering away, my feet have started to dry. I probably was a little bit optimistic given how damp it's been. What are you looking at? I only brought this tiny towel, and it's already a bit damp because everything got slightly damp in the pack. Everything was in waterproof stuff sacks, of course, but some stuff still gets damp that you're bringing in, like the mat. So I had to just dry this off, so that's now dry. And of course the foam mat, that also got damp, so again I've dried that off. And then that's my clothes for the evening, which I can put on soon once I've dried off. It's just a t-shirt, a beanie hat, dry pair of socks, and just, you know, lightweight leggings. And Lassie, I put the waterproof bed down for Lassie over there. She's just decided to settle down on the grass again, so I may have to move her in a minute. So I'm going to, you know, just dry off a little bit more and get into bed and try and get some food and drink going. You know, what I've done, because everything was, it's not wet, it's not even really damp. There's just a couple of spots that were just marginally, you know, damp, where a tiny bit of, you know, moisture had got in onto my shirt. And obviously I've taken my shorts off and whatnot. I'll let you read between the lines on that one. So basically what I've done is now I've got completely clean and dry clothes on now. So I've dried my feet off, so I use the towel for that. So even though it was a tiny towel, it's done the job. So I've got dry socks, dry leggings, and you know, a dry t-shirt. And of course it's not cold enough, but if I needed, you know, a beanie or a hat or something to keep my head warm, you know, I've got that, but I won't need that. And even though I wore shorts just to be on the safe side, sorry, not shorts, even though I wore sandals, I did put socks in and the Innovate 150 shoes, you know, just in case I needed shoes. But around here, as I say, that's the second time now that the sandals have been fine. I've not had a problem with them at all. How much longer I'll be able to wear sandals, I don't know, before it starts to get too cold. But as I say, it's so mild at the moment. I'll look at the temperature at the moment, but I don't even really need to get into the sleeping bag at the moment. It's that warm. So as I say, that's us settled down now. Leslie's had some food and water, and it's time to put the kettle on. Well, good morning. Lassie is what she was asleep right here. Actually, I have to move her back a bit so I could get cooking. This really is a slug city here today. I thought there was a lot of slugs last time, but jeepers, there's hundreds of the blighters today. There. They're just everywhere. Oh god, they're horrible. And I was fast asleep. I left the door open for a little while last night, and I was fast asleep, and it was probably about midnight or something like this, and I thought something wet on my face, and I thought a big sort of some rain or something had landed on my face, so I sort of did that, and I didn't think anything else of it. I put my hand on the pillow, and there was something slimy on my pillow. Oh god. So I didn't have to wake up quickly. So anyway, I pinged the slug out of the inner tent area, and I did it up. I thought I can put up with the slugs, you know, wandering around everything. You can see there's another one there. So I thought, well, you know, you can wander around out to your heart's content out there, but you bloody well not coming in here. Oh dear God. Oh, I can think of one or two ways of waking up in the night, but that's not one of them. Yeah. Anyway, I had a really good night's sleep though. I obviously fell asleep after that. It's very comfortable. I brought the weather forecast, as I say, was for cloud and very little rain, but it's been raining it's been raining all night, I think. I don't think it's stopped. The temperature is 14.2. It was 18 last night, so it's obviously dropped a bit during the night, but not a huge amount. It's actually warmer than the forecast said, which is why I actually brought a sleeping bag with me. So I thought it would be a little bit cooler, but it's just a lightweight sleeping bag, so I was able to just completely unzip it, so you can easily vent yourself like that. So that was fine. But now it's a good night's sleep, and Lassie is thinking, are we still out here? Good girl. And I had left the door open all night, but again when I woke up, I think the wind must have turned fractionally, and there was a little bit of rain coming in, not much, but I thought best to just do the door up. I've had a few people sort of ask what meals I do, and I like the fusion meals. I did a video on these ages ago saying that these had gone out of business, but of course they're, thank goodness, they're back in business now. But at the moment you can only buy direct. But they are really, really, really nice meals. They're quite expensive. I think they're too expensive for what they are really, but about the same price as any other freeze-dried meal, you know, all things considered. But they really are delicious, so do recommend checking those out. I was just having my breakfast, which is some porridge, when I noticed over here this slug here. If you look really carefully, I think it's focused. If you look really carefully at that slug is eating another slug. I'm sure of it. You see, you don't have to go to the Serengeti thingamajobs and see herds of wildebeest sweeping majestically past your Torquay hotel bedroom. You can see quite horrible, grotesque things happening inside your mountain lodges, inside your tent. I'm pitched in the same place as last time, but I must be an inch or three in a slightly different. There's a slug there as well, look. Oh God, everywhere. But yeah, so I must be pitched or lying in a slightly different position to when I was in the monk tap, because there is a slope in here and I am sort of leaning back towards that, so I'm rather glad to have the internet on this actually, because otherwise I'd be ending, I think I would have woken up in Cheddar Gorge, I think, by now with this slope. So yeah, I think even Lassie is sort of falling in on me as well. I think she's on a slope as well. Very warm, I don't want to move actually. Just stay here all morning. We'll have to get up soon, I've got to get back to the car later on. But it is very relaxing. How's our resident slug doing? Oh look, he's lovely. So just think, you know, all these slugs around here, there's one there, so there's another one there, there's another one there, there's two on Lassie's bed over there. She's abandoned her bed. I saw one in my pack earlier on. You know, you think they're just going around just to annoy us, but really they're either hunting each other or they're trying to escape each other, I reckon. Oh yeah, my pot cleaning utensil is now working. This is how I clean my pot. I've had my the porridge and I've had 1 cup of tea. So what I do is, to clean the pot, I put some water on to boil. I stick an old bag in there. Give it a bit of a jiggle, and then of course you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Because not only am I cleaning my pot, but when that's boiled, I know it sounds disgusting, but that will be a lovely cup of tea. You won't know any different. You won't know any different when that's made up into proper tea.